Hello, my friend. May I ask you something? Are you a person of passion, committed to creating change in the world through your work in the nonprofit community? And does that work include writing grant proposals to support your vital mission-driven programs and services? And would you love your grant seeking to be more strategic, less stressful, and more successful, but you're not sure you even believe that's possible? If your answer is yes, then I'm so glad we found each other, and I think you will be too. Hi, I'm Maryn, longtime Grants Pro and founder and chief wizard of Grants Magic U, and believe me, I get it. I know what it's like. See, you care deeply about the life-changing work your nonprofit is bringing to the world. It's vital that you find the funding to support that work in the highest, most authentic, most mission-driven way. I know how much you want to be more successful in your grant seeking, how much it means to you both professionally and personally. And I know, because I've been there, what it's like to struggle every day to bring the very best of yourself to your work, your community, and your world, and then go to bed at night wondering how you can do better tomorrow. I get it, because I've been there right where you are now. And that's why I'm so excited to tell you about the Ultimate Grant Proposal Blueprint, the brand new 8-week online course from Grants Magic U that can radically up-level your grants success. Now, this is a kind of long video, but stay with me. I have lots of really amazing things to share with you. Some of the very best things are buried in the middle and some are closer to the end. I promise, if you stay with me all the way, it'll be worth it. Deal? All right. Want to know something? Let me tell you. Believe it or not, I wrote my first grant proposal, a federal proposal at that, before there was even an internet. I know, right? Or even computers. We used up a lot of whiteout back then. And I've spent my entire career ever since as a grant professional of one kind or another. Now, I've been an on-staff grant program developer and a grant writer, a very successful independent grants consultant, a grants project manager, a grants trainer, a grants reviewer, a grants author, speaker, mentor, coach, and yes, for the past 9 years, even a grant maker. Now, down below, you'll be able to read a little more about me, my story, where I started out, where my journey's taken me as I struggled, just as you may be struggling right now, to figure this all out, to get it right, to crack the code to more consistent grant success. But the details of my journey aren't really that important. What matters is that you know that whatever challenge you're struggling with right now in your grants-related work, I've almost certainly struggled with the same challenge. Whatever mistakes you've made or you're afraid of making, I've probably made those same mistakes, and probably more than once. And trust me when I say I still remember every single struggle, every single challenge, every single painful mistake years, even decades later. And I'll bet you do too. Let's be honest, as grant writers, we grapple with nail-biting struggles on a daily basis. I've shared a few of my own war stories down below. Which ones do you relate to? You know, it would be one thing if the only thing at stake was our pride or maybe a good night's sleep, but if you're like me, you know, you can't ever forget that people's well-being depends on your grant-seeking success. There must be a better way. There must be something more. Getting grants can't always be this challenging, this unpredictable, this disorganized, this reactive. You love what you do. You love who you do it for. You love that you get to do it. And you love being part of making a real difference. You just wish it didn't have to be so hard, so stressful, so crazy-making. You wish it could be easier. More of what you love, more fulfilling, more inspiring, more, dare we hope, fun. Is that even possible? My answer is a resounding yes, and here's how. The Ultimate Grant Proposal Blueprint, your step-by-step roadmap and build-it-yourself toolkit for crafting an A-plus grant proposal every time. You see, as an A-plus student turned grant writer, I was 100% bound and determined to crack the code, to figure out what was really going on that was keeping me from being as successful as I knew I could be, that was making it so darn hard to get those grants. And I'll never forget one Friday afternoon phone call with one federal program officer in Washington, D.C. changed everything for me. Everything. It just blew the lid off everything I thought I'd known about grants, everything I'd worked so hard to learn. Maybe you've had one of those experiences too, where one conversation, one chance encounter, something just completely out of the blue smacks you on the head, spins you around, and changes everything about the way you think about something. This conversation was that for me. That's when I got it. I started using my new understanding in my work with my nonprofit clients. I stopped struggling. I started seeing more success more consistently. That's why my bio tallies, $42 million in grant awards during a 10-year period. Then a strange thing happened. I started noticing that not everyone was having the same level of success with their grant seeking, and I couldn't help wondering why. I knew for sure it wasn't because I was any smarter than they were, better educated or more experienced or more naturally gifted. It took me a while, but eventually it dawned on me that the only difference between all those ticks in my win column and all the people who were still struggling was that I had cracked the code. I had figured out how to do a few very important things just a little bit better. And once I understood this, I also saw that my mission was not to write more grants for my clients, but rather to turn my attention to helping my grants colleagues crack the code too, helping them figure out how to do what they do just a little bit better and get radically better results. Long story short, for the past 10 years, helping people like you in the grants world crack the code, do what you do just a little bit better, and get radically better results has been not just my passion, but my whole professional purpose. And by the way, 9 years ago, my perspective on the grants world expanded into a whole new dimension when I became a grant maker myself, coordinating up to $2 million a year in federal grant making for K-12 education in the Southwest with as many as 26 different grants projects under management at any one time. Talk about a 3D perspective. So by now you're probably wondering exactly what is the ultimate grant proposal blueprint? Simply put, it's the culmination of all those years of my own experience, everything I've learned from every nonprofit and every grant maker I've ever worked with, every grant I've ever written, every grant I've ever awarded, every question anyone has ever asked me about how to be more successful with grant seeking, every struggle, every challenge, every sleepless night, every single tick that went in the win column and every single tick that didn't. Everything I know and everything you need to dramatically up-level your grant-seeking success, no matter where you're starting out, in one, all at your own pace, on your own schedule, at your own desk, super affordable 8-week online course. The Blueprint course brings together all of my 20-plus years of deep experience as a 3D grant professional to share with you a powerful inside-up framework for constructing a grant proposal that's clear, compelling, and irresistible to grant makers every time. It's a complete, practical, hands-on, step-by-step approach to corporate, foundation, and government grant building for beginners and veterans alike. In 8 information-packed weekly on-demand sessions, you'll learn how to build a solid, fundable proposal from the inside out and the bottom up every time. You'll develop X-ray vision into the underlying anatomy of all grant proposals, so you'll never again wonder what a grant maker is really asking for or how to deliver it. You'll work with a unique set of tried and tested planning tools, worksheets, roadmaps, checklists, and step-by-step fill-in-the-blanks templates to make your proposals clear, concise, complete, coherent, and compelling. Now you'll learn literally hundreds of invaluable insider's tips from grant makers and successful grant-seeking organizations alike that you can put to work right away to give your proposals the winning edge. And you'll learn how to organize the details of your work in a way guaranteed to take you to the next level of grant-seeking success, no matter where you're starting out. So right now you're probably saying, well, Maryn, what do I actually get? What does all this look like? Great question. First, you'll get 8 weekly online, anytime, anywhere video training sessions of about 90 minutes each, carefully sequenced to guide you step by step and section by section through what it takes to build an A-plus grant proposal every single time. You'll get a detailed week-by-week printable workbook and resource guide to follow along with as you watch the videos and to keep at your desktop in the months ahead as an at-your-fingertips reference. You'll get nearly 100 planning guides, checklists, and step-by-step fill-in-the-blanks templates to help you capture, organize, and articulate your good thinking in digital form that you can save to your own computer and use again and again and again. You'll get lots of real-life samples of what works, what wins grants that you can borrow virtually word for your own projects. Now, I want to make sure you know that the Ultimate Grant Proposal Blueprint isn't your typical how to write a grant training. Far from it. Now, based on my 20 plus years of experience as a grant professional and my unique 3D perspective as both a grant seeker and a grant maker, this course will introduce you to a one-of-a-kind, powerful, success-proven approach to grantsmanship as a mission-centered, strategic, organizational process. So here's what's different about the Ultimate Grant Proposal Blueprint that you just won't get anywhere else. We're going to explore a strategic system, a proven roadmap, and a build-it-yourself toolkit loaded with checklists, planning guides, and fill-in-the-blanks templates to guide you step by step through putting shape and structure and clarity to your good ideas. You'll learn key strategies for working ahead of the curve so you can literally get a proposal out the door in as little as 90 minutes. You'll learn the deep psychology of making a powerful, persuasive presentation right down to the specific words to use and the specific formulas for putting them together. You'll go beyond what the funders want to learn exactly what makes reviewers absolutely fall in love with your proposal within the first 30 seconds, and also what makes them fall in dislike just as quickly. You'll learn simple steps for organizing your ideas in a way that makes it easy for the right funder to catch your vision, become invested, and say a confident and enthusiastic yes. You'll discover what life is really like for the reviewers, program officers, trustees, and grant decision makers, what they really, really want most of all in the whole wide world, and how to make sure you give it to them every single time. And you'll get dozens of bonus resources to enrich and deepen your grants work that you'll turn to over and over again. So are you ready to take a closer look at what our blueprint looks like? Let's do it. Each week you'll get access to a new 90-minute training video plus detailed handouts and resource materials. Now, because the course is online, you and your team can watch any session anytime, again and again, at your convenience. The course itself is divided into 3 parts, and we begin week 1 with part A, which I call Starting Right Where You Are Right Now. This first week is all about meeting you right where you are, wherever you're starting out, and getting you ramped up and ready for the journey ahead. We begin by packing your travel bag, getting you grounded in the powerful concepts and paradigms we'll be exploring together, the very big picture thinking at the heart of the Ultimate Grant Proposal Blueprint. Also in week 1, you'll get your first look at the framework we'll be working with throughout the course. You'll take a high flyover of our blueprint territory and start exploring the key tools, processes, and ideas that'll support you on your journey. Weeks 2 through 7, we'll be exploring part B, which I call your Ultimate Grant Proposal Blueprint Unpacked. Over these 6 weeks, you'll be taking a deep dive one at a time into each of the key sections of your Ultimate Grant Proposal Blueprint, each of what I call the essential planning questions. Building on the framework that we laid out in Part A, you'll work with those checklists, planning tools, formulas, and fill-in-the-blanks templates that guide you step by step through exactly how to shape the details that bring your project to life and create a clear, compelling proposal. So here's what those 6 weeks look like. In week 2, we'll start with what's the problem? Crafting a statement of issue, need, or opportunity that's clear, compelling, and completely irresistible. Week 3 takes us to impact outcomes. Where do we want to end up? Or, as I like to call it, let's visit Emerald City. Week 4 is all about the work plan and partnership. How will we get from where we are to where we want to be? In week 5, we'll be covering my very favorite section, the Essential Evaluation Toolkit. How are we doing, and why does it matter anyway? This is where we get to take a look at logic models in a whole new way as I show you how to build a rock-solid logic model to support your project planning, management, and evaluation. Week 6 is about building an unbreakable project budget, guaranteed, where I'll introduce you to the groundbreaking concept of the total value budget. And I promise you'll never think of budgeting the same way again. We wrap up Part B in week 7, where we cover the summary, what's this all about, quickly, and the credibility statement. Who are we? Why should anyone trust us? Our last week, week 8, we spend on part C, turning your ultimate grant proposal blueprint into an A+ proposal. This final session covers how to transform the ultimate grant proposal blueprint we've been working on into an A+ proposal that matches the requirements of any given funder. We'll cover the elements of good writing, what to think about in terms of making formatting decisions, how to read an RFP, things to think about when you're working with an online proposal submission, and a whole lot more. So that covers our 8 video-based sessions, but as they say on those late-night infomercials, but wait, there's more. As part of your course, you're invited to take part in 3 live conference call Q&A sessions with me, where you and your fellow students can get on-the-ground answers to all your questions about grants, grant seeking, grant making, you name it. Now, these sessions are exclusively for participants in the Blueprint course. We'll hold our Q&A sessions on Wednesdays after our session on impact outcomes in week 3, our session on the proposal blueprint in week 6, and after the conclusion of the course to catch any leftover questions you might have about our work together. Believe me when I say this, your success matters to me because what you do matters to the world. So although you are ultimately responsible for how much you gain from this course and how effectively you apply it in your nonprofit work, I want to make sure that I do everything I can to help you succeed in the course and in the future. So as a graduate of the Ultimate Grant Proposal Blueprint course, you'll have lifetime access to an exclusive Facebook for the Grants Magic U community, where you and your fellow grads can share your questions, challenges, successes, and lessons learned with each other, and where I can check in and answer questions too in a real-time, real-world framework. Forever! Now, hopefully by now you're getting pretty excited about what the Ultimate Grant Proposal Blueprint can do for you, your nonprofit, and the community you serve. But if you're like me, you probably have some pretty important questions too. Maybe the first one is, Maryn, I don't know, is the blueprint right for me? In a word, yes, if you care about creating meaningful change in the world through your nonprofit and community service, if you're serious about stepping up your grant-seeking game, and if you believe that healthy, sustainable, successful grant-seeking doesn't have to be so hard. For instance, maybe you're the do-it-all executive director who's pressed for time and wondering, isn't there a way to cut through all the confusion and make sense of the grants process once and for all? Or maybe you're the devoted board member who stepped into the grant writing role. You've never done it before, and you're wondering, how can I get a jump start on leading my team's grant seeking strategically, successfully? You could be the newbie to grant writing. You've never done this before, but you've got a great idea for a grant-funded project, and you're wondering, how the heck do I even get started? Maybe you're a seasoned grants veteran who's been doing this for a while with some pretty good success, and you're wondering, what's new out there that might help me do what I already do so well even better, that might give my proposals an even sharper, clearer, more powerful winning edge? Or as I was for so many years, maybe you're an independent grants consultant working for lots of super busy clients all at the same time and wondering, what if there were a set of simple step-by-step questions I could lead my clients through, a kind of a clear roadmap to get them thinking about the information I need to write great grant proposals on their behalf? Are you getting the idea? What do all these scenarios have in common? Just this. You have good ideas, ideas that can make a big difference for a lot of people. And you want to turn those ideas into great grant-funded programs. That's the magic of healthy, sustainable, successful grant seeking. And that's exactly where the Ultimate Grant Proposal Blueprint comes in. By giving you a meet you right where you are, instantly actionable, step-by-step roadmap, a blueprint to help you capture, clarify, crystallize, and communicate your very best thinking about the change you want to create in the world and how you envision doing it. Or maybe you relate to this. I know I should take some more training, Maryn, but to be honest, I just don't have the time. Maybe after our fundraising dinner is over, or after our summer program wraps up, or when we've filled that staff position, right? I totally understand. And you know, how we choose to invest our time is a decision we each have to make for ourselves every single day. It's a matter of priorities, of balancing what's urgent and what's important. Trust me, I've invested years of hard knocks learning and hundreds of hours of developing, field testing, and refining the Ultimate Grants Blueprint, curriculum for you because I know it's a smart investment of your precious time if you care about more successful grant seeking. You don't have to invest the years it took me to learn what I teach in the blueprint. You can let me ramp you up quickly and with a lot less stress and a lot faster success by sharing with you only what I know works, what you can put to work for your organization right now and see success right away. Quick story. I love this. A few years back, a couple from a rural community came to one of my live 2-day grants workshops, hoping to get some tips for helping their children's school. They were so fired up by what they learned that they decided to stay over for the weekend. They shut themselves in the hotel room. They wrote a proposal for a federal grant. They got their school superintendent's approval to submit it. They sent it off that next Wednesday, and they got a federal drug-free schools grant of $110,000. They had never written a grant before. They didn't even know they would be writing this one. And they've gone on to win hundreds of thousands more in grant awards for their school district. I love that story. Not a bad return on an investment of 2 workshop days, I'd say. And of course, as an online video-based program, you and your team can watch the Ultimate Grant Proposal Blueprint when it fits your schedule, anytime, anywhere, as often as you want. Well, it just doesn't get any more convenient than that. Now, a lot of people have had less than fabulous experiences with online training programs. To be honest, Maryn and I am not all that tech savvy, and the idea of trying to navigate all the websites and buttons and things for an online course makes me nervous. Or maybe for you, it's more, everything sounds good, but I've taken those online courses before, and frankly, I found them dull and boring and unengaging. Even when the material's good, the presentations just put me to sleep. I know, right? Me too. Believe me, I've taken notes on all of them. And whatever it is that's made online courses not work for you in the past, I'm doing everything I can to make sure the Ultimate Grant Proposal Blueprint doesn't do that. The Blueprint course is a seamless, simple, user-friendly, lively, and engaging experience right from the very beginning. The online platform couldn't be simpler with an easy-to-follow week-by-week course menu. And once you're enrolled, 2 clicks will take you right back to where you left off last. Just to make sure, as soon as you register, you'll get a welcome email from me that includes a video that walks you through step by step exactly how to navigate your own student dashboard. And as for dry, boring, unengaging, there are tons of online course delivery platforms out there, and I worked really hard to find the one that offers the most robust and engaging student experience, the most ongoing encouragement, the most variety, the most opportunity for you to interact not only with me, but with your fellow students as well. I think you're going to love it. But of course, there's the big one, right? Maybe it's the big one for you. It goes like this. I'd love to, Maryn. This is exactly what we need. But we're a really small/new/struggling nonprofit. We're all volunteers, and we just don't have the money for things like this. All our dollars need to go into our services. I hear this all the time about everything, not just my training. And while I understand where it comes from, I think as nonprofits, we sell ourselves short if we think of everything in terms of expenses instead of investment. So I'd like to invite you to think of signing up for the Ultimate Grant Proposal Blueprint not as a one-time here and gone expense for your nonprofit like, I don't know, paying the monthly utility bill, but rather as a right now investment in your nonprofit's future health, well-being, and mission that'll pay off many, many times over if and only if you commit to putting what you learn into action. Now, if you already know you won't follow through on any of the action steps you'll learn through the blueprint, or won't use any of the dozens of fill-in-the-blanks templates and worksheets I'll be walking you through, or if you already know you won't think deeply and strategically about how any of the hundreds of insiders' tips and insights you'll learn could apply to your own organization in your own community, then this is not a wise investment for you. If, on the other hand, you're willing to commit to putting what you learn into action, you'll make your investment back many, many times over if it results in even one new grant, or saves you even a few hours a month, or prevents even one grants-related disaster. A quick for instance. Some of you have seen this before, but just one form, the one I call the magic wand, has resulted in dozens of nonprofits securing brand new grants of $3,000, $30,000, $144,000, and even more on the basis of their answers to 10 key questions on a one-page worksheet. So guys, even one new $3,000 grant is at least 1,000% return on your investment in the Blueprint course. And that's just one form. Now imagine what it would cost you or your organization if you had to pay full price for all the wisdom and experience, all the tried and true, road-tested, refined tools and resources packed into the Ultimate Grant Proposal Blueprint. And even more, imagine the opportunity cost if you just keep on doing what you're doing now, hoping things will somehow, someday, get better, easier, more successful. I want better than that for you. And I hope you want better than that for yourself. So let's get down to specifics. The thing is, like every great A+ grant proposal, if and only if the Ultimate Grant Proposal Blueprint course is right for you, I want this offer to be so irresistible that you feel 100% confident about saying an enthusiastic, yes, count me in, and then doing whatever it takes to make that happen. That's why I'm thrilled to offer the Ultimate Grant Proposal Blueprint, everything I just reviewed for you here at a price that I think you will find irresistible. I want to give you a special early-in gift and offer the Grant Proposal Blueprint package to you, your team, and your colleagues for the price of $297. Irresistible? I hope so. But just to make sure, let me sweeten things up a little bit more. Sign up for the course, and as a thank you bonus, you'll immediately get free access to another great Grants Magic U online class, Making Friends with Funders, what grant makers want every grant seeker to know before submitting the proposal. Now, in this 90-minute video training, we'll pull back the curtain on the realities of life as a grant maker and what your proposal is really up against on the other side. You'll learn what grant makers love, what makes them grumpy, and how you can be sure you're delivering what they really, really want, most of all in the whole wide world, every time. Are you still hesitating? I understand. When you're working with a nonprofit budget, deciding to make even a small investment can, I know, feel risky, maybe even a little scary, no matter what the potential return. Now, I want this decision to be a no-brainer for you. I don't want anything to stand between you and the benefits that the Ultimate Grant Proposal Blueprint can bring to your grant-seeking success. And that's exactly why your purchase of the Ultimate Grant Proposal Blueprint course comes with my personal 100% no risk, no strings, peace of mind guarantee. It's very simple. It works like this. Watch all 8 videos, take the entire program, then put what you learned to the test for your cause with your team in your community for at least 60 days. If at any time after 60 days you decide the blueprint isn't worth what you paid for it for any reason, just email me, tell me why, give me a chance to make it right for you, and if I can't, I'll personally refund every penny right away. Guaranteed. Fair enough? So I promised you if you stayed with me, you'd find some of the best stuff right at the end, and here it is. I really did save the best for last, and I can't wait to share this with you. State nonprofit associations from around the country are partnering with Grants Magic U in bringing the Ultimate Grant Proposal Blueprint to nonprofits nationwide. These are the amazing membership organizations dedicated to representing the interests of and providing a sector-wide voice for all nonprofits in their region. That's a very big deal to us, and I couldn't be prouder to count these state nonprofit associations among our partners. For you, here's why that matters. By special arrangement, if your nonprofit is already a member of one of our partnering state nonprofit associations, or if you become one, you can instantly save $100 on your enrollment in the Ultimate Grant Proposal Blueprint. You heard me right. As a member, you pay just $197. That's $100 off the top right away just for being a member of one of our partnering state associations. And here's something else I think you'll really appreciate. When you enroll as a state association member, a portion of your enrollment goes right back to support the work that your state association does on behalf of nonprofits in your community. Now, this super special price of $197 is exclusively available for members of our partnering state associations. Just click on the How to Get Enrolled link down below for complete details, including how to enroll as a member and save $100, and how to become a member if your nonprofit isn't one already and save $100. Because, hey, the $100 you save right now on your Blueprint registration alone could more than pay for your membership in your state association for a whole year. But wait, there's one more thing. At Grants Magic U, we love teamwork. We teach it, preach it, practice it, and we think it should be celebrated and rewarded. So to clinch the deal, here's an offer you absolutely will not find anywhere else. With your one paid enrollment in the Ultimate Grant Proposal Blueprint, you can also enroll up to 3 teammates at no additional charge. Let me say that again. Just enroll in the Blueprint course, and with your one paid enrollment, you can enroll up to 3 team members from your own organization at no additional charge. We call it our Train Your Team Special. It's so simple. Just gather up to 3 team members from inside your organization, get them enrolled, watch and discuss the Ultimate Grant Proposal Blueprint course together. Your team members can be staff, volunteers, board members, anyone who works with you in your nonprofit. And guess what? After the program, just meet a few simple verification requirements, and Grants Magic U will rebate $10 for each additional person who's viewed all 8 sessions with you, up to $30 total. That's right, that's 3 free enrollments for your team members and up to $30 back from your registration price. Not only does Grants Magic U not charge you more for bringing a team together around the Blueprint training, we actually pay you back. So wow, we've covered a lot, haven't we? Just to make sure we don't miss anything, let's take a couple moments to recap. First, here's what you and your team get when you sign up for the Ultimate Grant Proposal Blueprint. You get the full 8-week online course, including 8 2-hour video lessons, your week-by-week course workbook / resource guide, and almost 100 step-by-step checklist, planning tools, and fill-in-the-blanks worksheets in digital form that you can use again and again and again. Now, keep in mind, you can view the training videos anywhere, anytime on your own schedule. And you have lifetime access to all the course materials. Your access never expires. You get 3 live group Q&A calls with me, Maryn, exclusively for Blueprint students, to make sure that all your questions are answered about the course, about what you're learning in the course, what you're practicing in the course, and how to apply what you're learning in your own nonprofit. And finally, you'll get lifetime membership in Grants Magic U's exclusive Ask Anything Facebook community, where you can share with your fellow grads and ask me, well, anything. And don't forget, you get a free bonus class, Making Friends with Funders, what grant makers want every grant seeker to know before submitting a proposal. Now, this has perennially been one of our most popular courses at Grants Magic U, and it's yours absolutely free for enrolling in the Ultimate Grant Proposal Blueprint. So now let's take a look at your investment. All of this, the 16 hours of training videos, the resource book, the handouts, and all the ongoing support of the Grants Magic U community is available for your investment of $297. If you are a member of one of our affiliate nonprofit associations, you will immediately save $100 on your enrollment, bringing your investment down to just $197. And remember, with our Train Your Team special, for that one enrollment of $197, you can also enroll up to 3 team members at no additional cost, plus qualify after the course for a team rebate of up to $30. And most important, you get my personal 100% no risk, no strings peace of mind guarantee that promises every penny back if you don't think the Ultimate Grant Proposal Blueprint lives up to its promise as being one of the best investments you've ever made. So that's it, my friend. Are you ready to take this journey with me? I sincerely hope your answer is yes. I have been so very blessed to work with and serve so many remarkable, caring people in the nonprofit world, and I would be deeply honored to serve you and be a member of your success team too. If you say yes, you can be sure I'll be right there with you every step of the way with field-tested expert guidance, examples, stories, encouragement, and inspiration to keep you moving forward with confidence. You see, your success really does matter to me because what you do matters to the world. I believe that with all my heart. If you do too, then let's do this together and let the journey begin.